Hey everyone, David here, and today's video is both exciting and anxiety inducing because I'm going to open up about the time that I dated both a guy and a girl at the same time. Let's just say that shit wasn't pretty because there was a lot of drama, a lot of issues, and I don't think we were ready for that kind of experience, to say the least. But this is going to be the first part of a 4-part series that I will be uploading on my channel where I sort of get into the details of this whole dating dynamic that we had and how shit went down and how shit didn't work out. And part 2 will be uploaded the following week where I interview the girl that I dated, and then the following week will be part 3 where I interview the guy that I dated, and the following week will be the finale where I interview both of them at the same time in the same room. So it's pretty awkward, and I think you'll see how awkward it is when you watch that video. But today I'm just gonna sort of talk about how all of that happened and how I am today. Just to clarify, they both knew that I was dating both of them at the same time. When I met the girl, she knew I had a boyfriend. So, this was a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago. So it's been some time, so I think it's finally appropriate to talk about it. I don't think it's too soon anymore. But let's just get into it. So at the retreat, we got separated into 2 separate groups for a 5-hour film project. At least I believe it was a 5-hour film project. And I got grouped with this girl named Amy, super cute. And we got the category of a sport film for this challenge. And I don't know much about sports, so I was like, hey, maybe let's make this sort of like an action. Does martial arts count as a sport? And we were like, sure. And I was like, yeah, but you know, I'm like really into making romantic films and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just like a romantic. So I was like, let's add some romance to this. So Amy decided to be the romantic interest that my character played in the short film. You can see that short film here on my channel. It's called What I Fight For. And that's literally the day that I met her, so pretty interesting. But I guess that on-screen chemistry translated to off-screen chemistry. I remember even after we were done filming, she would reach for my hand so I can help her get up the mountain, and it was pretty clear that she was interested in me. So later that night we talked a bit, we talked a lot, you know, we got to know each other. There was a little bit of alcohol, eased some of the tensions, and my boyfriend at the time was in the other group and socializing with the people in his group as well. And I was so proud of making that film, and I really got to shine as a performer for the first time in my life, and it was really fun. So yeah, later that night we kept on talking, and my boyfriend was there too, but he was already sort of jealous of her. He was already thinking, oh, you did like a romantic thing with some girl. I was like, yeah, it's just a film, don't worry. It's just a short film. But I guess, you know, her and we both did have chemistry with one another. And we got a little bit flirty. We didn't do anything, but I think it was pretty obvious that she and I sort of had a little chemistry, a little thing going on. And after the retreat, we decided to go on a date. And I did ask the dude if I could take her on a date. He wasn't happy about it at all, but you know, I made it clear to him that it was very important for me to date girls too, because I had not really dated any girls for more than a day before her, and I really wanted to see what that would be like. And I was also just not happy being monogamous, and I told him that I would not be happy being monogamous with him, and he knew that he had to let me date her, otherwise our relationship wouldn't work out. And obviously I feel very selfish about it, but he basically just agreed so that I wouldn't leave him. So he gave me the permission to date her, and we went on a few dates, and she knew that I had a boyfriend. I mean, he was at the retreat with me, but I guess she just didn't care. I don't think she wanted anything to be serious. I think for her it was supposed to be short term, and it was short term, but I think it lasted a few months, and neither of us really expected that. But you know, feelings grow, so that happened. And so yeah, I was dating both of them at the same time at this point, and there was a lot of jealousy, a lot of being torn into two and running from one to the next, and we even had to set up ground rules. I remember the three of us met at a cafe at night at UCLA, and they sort of got a Google Doc and made all these rules about where they can be at my apartment. Each person had their own couch. He said that he was there first so she couldn't go on my bed. There were just a whole bunch of rules. Another silly rule was no three-ways. I don't know. There was just like a lot of rules, and obviously, well, not obviously, but some of those rules were broken. I mean, she went on my bed once, he went on her couch once, and you know, that did cause some drama, but it was what it was. It wasn't easy to date two people at the same time. I constantly felt like I was being torn into two, and there were so many times that I wish I could sort of just duplicate myself and be with both of them at the same time, but obviously that's not possible, at least not yet, with our technology. So it was very rough, because in my heart, what I truly wanted was to date two people at the same time, but I wanted it to be connected. I didn't want it to be a V dynamic. So a V dynamic is when one person dates two people, but they don't date each other. What I wanted was a triad, sort of like a triangle, where each person dates each other and it's equal. But the guy was gay and the girl was straight, so, well, not that that matters that she's straight, because she could date a dude, but he couldn't date her because she was a girl because he was gay. Anyways, obviously the triad dynamic wouldn't work out between the three of us, and it was a V dynamic. So I always had to keep track of my time and pencil them in my schedule, because I was also studying at UCLA. I was also in an a cappella group. I was also in a film and photography society group. So it was very difficult for me to sort of manage my time and give them both an equal amount of attention, which I didn't, because the dude that I was dating felt entitled to more of my time because he was there first and because we were official, and the girl that I was dating, I felt like I had to give her an equal amount of time, otherwise she would just walk away. And I wanted us to be official. I wanted something serious to be there for me and her. But it was difficult because there were many obstacles, because I had to deal with the jealousy, I had to deal with intense emotions, I had to deal with fights. They would bicker with each other, they would bicker with me, and I was always the bad guy, which to some extent that's true, but at the same time she knew that I had a boyfriend when she walked into it, and at the same time he knew that I was polyamorous when he walked into my life. So I think the three of us sort of had unrealistic expectations, and we all had our own mental health issues at the time, which also contributed to why the three of us didn't work out. But yeah, it was quite the experience. She and I broke up because, or we stopped dating because issues. Yeah, so obviously that didn't work out, and I think the three of us have learned a lot, and we're still friends. I'm friends with him, I'm friends with her. They aren't so much friends with one another, but you know, it is what it is. But that's sort of the story, and you're gonna find out more in those interviews, so stay tuned. And good luck. It's gonna be quite the ride. Quite the ride, mate. I don't know why I just got an accent. Please excuse me. I'm a little nervous. Goodbye.